Overthinking can be easier than making a choice. It can be a form of procrastination. It can seem easier to keep thinking about something than it would be to cross the point of no return into making that choice. It can seem safer to remain outside of the responsibility of the decision. We might wonder, what if it's not right? Well, what if I don't have to find out? Making the wrong choice is hard. I mean, it could be easy to do, like really easy, with really hard consequences. So I might wonder, what if I could ease the burden of a hard choice by thinking more about it? So I might avoid making the choice by overthinking instead. And if I find myself overthinking, that's usually a sign that I have a choice to make. So to make the choice is easy. Weirdly easy after all the overthinking that can happen about it. Just make the decision that leads to the least regret. It seems so obvious, but it's easy to look past what's really happening in favor of how we might feel about it. For example, I could spend hours making this post because I want to make sure that I know what I'm talking about and that I don't look like a fool. But if I wonder, is this simple post worth taking several hours to make? Then it seems like an obvious waste of time, like not worth the investment. I can find myself overthinking about perfectionism and end up wasting my valuable time. Or I could release my expectations of what I'm doing and find myself spending my time perfectly. Releasing expectations is a choice, and it's usually one of the hardest ones to make. Another example, if I'm feeling stuck between a few options, I can imagine what would really happen if I made each choice. Now I have to be honest with myself here and try and notice any feelings trying to persuade me. And I could get stuck between worrying about what others might think of me and what I feel is right. Appeasing others does feel right to me, so it seems almost impossible to choose sometimes, but I would regret it more if I don't follow my heart. I might wonder, but if I stay bouncing between options instead of choosing, maybe I could get away with not choosing at all. They won't remember me if I don't do anything. It seems safer to avoid the choice. But is this really the best way to go? If I'm overwhelmed, then writing out my thoughts can give me the space to objectively analyze my options and effectively choose based on my solidified ideas. And trying to get a hold of thoughts that are loose in the mind is like trying to grip sand. There's no form to it. So writing it down solidifies it and makes it so much easier to work with. Actually, I was just laying awake last night with my thoughts looping about this. So I wrote them down and was able to go right to sleep after. It's amazing how much we can move ourselves with writing. We can practice thinking with writing, and I think the better we could think is the better we could live. Cheers.